Senator Blackburn, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and General, congratulations. And look forward to working with you and appreciate your time for a phone call. I know you've been asked about China and the malign influences that are there. We're all concerned about that, as you are fully aware. Let me just follow on with that. In planning for a conflict with the PRC, the U.S. should realistically work through scenarios that go beyond those for Indo-PACOM and should take into account other areas in which the PLA forces are operating. So how will you approach that as you look at Southcom, knowing that China is trying to plant their flag in so many different countries?
Well, thank you, Senator. I share your concern with that. And as we watch all the Belt and Road Initiative, the BRI, and 19 countries in Latin America that have signed on to that with infrastructure projects, they come with very sophisticated plans in order to capture the interest of the countries willing to loan billions of dollars as well. And again, I look at that from the military lens of projecting and sustaining military power for the PLA with this expansion. So not just in the Indo-Pacific region or Africa, but also in this region. And so we have to aggressively continue to work with our partner nations, show that the U.S. allies and partners are committed, work with our interagency, whole-of-government approach with Department of State and USAID, and just continue to be persistent.
I appreciate that. I'm pleased to know that you are attentive and thoughtful about how that would be approached. We discussed ISR when we talked, and my concern about the lack of attention on ISR in the Southcom AOR, and the President's new over-the-horizon strategy that relies on basing ISR support far away from the battlefield is something that is of concern to me because it will put constraints on DoD's ISR availability, and this compounds the challenges that Southcom already has with its ISR allocation. Are you prepared to operate with even less ISR support than Southcom has right now?
Senator, certainly that's a concern, and as Admiral Fowler has said, being able to interdict is very important. Obviously, you can't interdict what you can't see. And so going forward, as I've seen what Southern Command has done, being innovative with the tools that are available, 21st century tradecraft of being able to use AI, machine learning to be able to data mine open source information, utilizing the interagency as well as partner nations and their sharing of information and things like that in the AOR. But if confirmed, Senator, I will absolutely aggressively work towards that. And if I will do an assessment immediately upon taking command, if confirmed, and come back to the Secretary of Defense with whatever is needed in addition to that.
I appreciate that. I would like to get your assessment. This could be a question for the record, or Mr. Chairman, we may want to have this as something right after you are confirmed. I think it is important to have an assessment of the ISR availability, and it needs to be a compete and win strategy in the utilization of ISR. And I'm concerned that we are not setting you and our troops up for success in the Southcom AOR. We know that China is very aggressive in this area, so I'm going to continue to work to to focus on these. I do have, I'm about out of time. I will send to you for the record, Senator Warren touched on the trafficking and border security. And I do have some concerns about the drug trafficking, the human trafficking, the efforts that we have going on dealing with this illicit trafficking and the effectiveness. So I will come to you with that as a question for the record. Thank you. Yield back.
Thank you very much, Senator Blackburn.